Right now, you might feel like the world is heavy on your shoulders, like no one understands the battle you're fighting behind that brave face. But I want you to know something. You're not broken. You're not alone. You are far stronger than the pain you're feeling right now. If you stay with me, if you give yourself just a few minutes to truly listen, I promise you, by the end of this message, you will remember the power, the fire, and the unbreakable spirit that still lives inside you. You are built for more than this moment of pain. Stay with me, because your comeback story starts right here. You need to hear me on this. What you're feeling right now is not the end of your story. It's a chapter. It's a moment. It's not your destiny. I know when you're deep in it, when the pain, the frustration, the disappointment is sitting heavy on your chest, it feels like it's going to last forever. It feels like the sun's never coming back. But that's the lie that pain tells you. Emotions are like storms. They roll in, they thunder, they scare you, but they pass. They always pass. And what's left standing after the storm is you. Stronger, wiser, still breathing, still fighting, still capable of building a life that sets your soul on fire. You see, our minds love to trick us when we're feeling low. They tell us, this is who you are now. They tell us, you're stuck here. But let me tell you something from the deepest part of my soul, you are never stuck unless you decide to be. The only thing permanent about this moment is the meaning you give it. The reality is, what you're going through isn't defining you, it's refining you. It's chiseling you into the person you were always meant to become. But in order for that to happen, you have to stand up, even if you're shaking, even if you're scared, and remind yourself, this is just a season, not a life sentence. There's a phrase I love, this too shall pass. And it's not just a nice thing people say to make you feel better. It's a fundamental truth of life. Everything passes, every victory, every failure, every heartbreak, every breakthrough, nothing stays the same. And the most important thing you can do when you're in the valley is to refuse to build a home there. Feel what you need to feel, but don't unpack your bags and start living in the pain. You're just passing through. You have survived every bad day you thought would break you. Think about that for a second. All those nights when you didn't know if you'd make it. All those moments when you thought, I can't take another step. And yet here you are, breathing, living, listening. That's not weakness. That's the evidence of your resilience. That's the proof that you're stronger than you even realize. When you understand this, when you really absorb it into your bones, everything shifts. Because instead of feeling crushed by life, you start realizing life is pressing you into greatness. You start seeing every breakdown as a setup for a breakthrough. You start seeing every no as a redirect to something better. You start believing again, hoping again, fighting again. But you've got to grab hold of this truth right now. You are bigger than your feelings. You are bigger than the fear. You are bigger than the story your mind tries to tell you when you're tired and hurting. You are not the sadness. You are not the anxiety. You are not the disappointment. Those are just visitors. The real you is still there underneath it all, waiting to rise. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to be patient with yourself. We're so quick to want to fix it, solve it, get rid of the pain. But sometimes healing isn't about doing more. It's about allowing yourself the space to simply be human, to breathe, to cry, to hurt for a moment without believing you're broken. Healing isn't linear. Growth isn't comfortable. And strength doesn't always look like smiling through the pain. Sometimes real strength looks like getting out of bed when you don't feel like it. Sometimes it's choosing to hope when it would be easier to give up. Sometimes it's just deciding to stay in the fight one more day. You don't have to figure it all out right now. You don't have to climb the whole mountain today. You just have to believe that this feeling, this moment, it's passing through, not sitting at camp. You just have to trust that inside you, there's a power greater than anything you're facing. Stay with me, because you're about to remember just how powerful you truly are. Listen, when you're feeling down, the mind loves to play a dangerous game. It magnifies everything that's wrong. It highlights every mistake, every loss, every fear. It feeds you a steady stream of what's missing, what's broken, what's impossible. If you stay in that cycle long enough, it becomes a trap, a prison of your own focus. But the truth is, your power, your life changes the moment you shift what you're focusing on. Because whatever you focus on, you feel. Focus on pain, you feel pain. Focus on fear, you feel paralyzed. Focus on your limitations, and suddenly the walls close in around you. But when you shift your focus to possibility, when you lift your eyes from what's wrong to what could be right, you start breathing different air, you start thinking different thoughts, you start taking different actions. Your energy, your mindset, your entire life starts moving in a new direction. You have to train your mind to see the opening when all it wants to see is the wall. You have to discipline yourself to focus on what's still possible, not what's been lost. Because there are always possibilities, always, but you will never find them looking down at your feet, stuck in the story of defeat. You find them when you dare to look up, when you dare to believe that even in the rubble, even in the ashes, there is something worth building again. And hear me, this is not about pretending everything's perfect. This is not about putting on a fake smile and ignoring reality. No, this is about choosing which part of reality you're going to feed. It's about deciding whether you're going to water the seeds of despair or the seeds of hope. Whichever one you give your focus to, that's the one that's going to grow. You get to choose. Right now, in this moment, you can focus on the doors that closed, or you can focus on the ones you haven't even knocked on yet. You can focus on who hurt you, or you can focus on the strength you gained by surviving it. You can focus on what you lost, or you can focus on what's still inside you, waiting to be unleashed. The choice is yours. And it's not just some philosophical idea, it's biology. It's how your brain works. Whatever you keep feeding it, it builds stronger connections around. You keep focusing on fear. Guess what? Your brain gets better at finding reasons to be afraid. You keep focusing on gratitude, on strength, on possibilities. Your brain starts wiring itself to see opportunities even in the darkest times. You've got to make focusing on possibility your new standard, not just when you feel good, especially when you don't. That's when it matters the most. That's when it counts. Because that's when you're shaping your future. Anyone can feel good when things are easy. Champions are built when it's hard. When everything inside you is screaming to give up, and you choose to find a reason to keep moving anyway. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need all the answers. You just need one good reason. One reason to believe there's something more ahead than what you're leaving behind. One reason to reach for a better future instead of surrendering to the past. Again, that reason, that focus becomes your fuel. And here's the most beautiful part. Once you shift your focus to possibility, even just a little bit, momentum starts to build. You start seeing things you couldn't see before. You start attracting opportunities you didn't even notice were there. You start thinking bigger, acting bolder, living freer. Because what you focus on, you create. I know it's hard. I know when you're in pain, it feels easier to focus on the hurt, but that's not who you are. You are not here to live in survival. You are here to thrive. You are here to rise. And every single time you choose to shift your focus, even if it's just for a moment, you reclaim a little more of your power. You reconnect with the unstoppable spirit inside you that's been waiting for you to wake it back up. Stay with me, because the strength you're looking for is already inside you, and we're just getting started. Listen, I want you to understand something that will change the way you look at every challenge you face. Your struggles are not random. They are not meaningless. They are shaping you. Every setback, every heartache, every moment of pain you've endured is not something that's been wasted. It's been an essential part of your journey, building your strength, sharpening your resilience, and preparing you for a life that you might not even fully realize you're capable of yet. You see, strength isn't built in the easy moments. It's not built when everything is smooth sailing. Strength is forged in the heat of adversity. Strength is the product of overcoming. You're stronger than you think because you've already made it through every storm that's ever come your way. You've survived every dark day you thought would break you. Every challenge you thought would stop you. And every time you rose, every time you pushed through, you became stronger. The pain you felt in your life, that's the price of greatness. And let me tell you, I don't mean this in some cliche, everything happens for a reason way. No. I'm talking about the raw truth. The struggles you faced have been preparing you for a purpose far greater than you can imagine right now. The battles you fought have been creating the warrior you are becoming. The pain is not the end of your story. It's the foundation for the strength you're about to build upon. So the next time you face a challenge, I want you to remember something. Don't ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what is this making me stronger for? Because everything you face, every hardship, every challenge, every heartbreak is just another opportunity for you to prove how powerful you truly are. It's an opportunity to tap into a strength inside of you that you didn't even know was there. There's a powerful lesson in the way that steel is made. It's heated to high temperatures, it's hammered, it's folded, it's bent. The more pressure it goes through, the stronger it becomes. And you are that steel. You are being forged in the fires of life. The pressure you've been under, it's refining you, preparing you for greatness, and making you unbreakable. And when you realize this, when you truly understand that your struggles are building your strength, it changes everything. The next time life tries to knock you down, you don't have to fear it. You don't have to shrink from it. You can stand tall, knowing that this moment is just a part of the process. It's just another step on the path that is leading you to a version of yourself that's unstoppable. Every challenge is just a test, and with every test you pass, you become a little more invincible. Think about your past for a moment. Every difficulty you've faced, every challenge you've overcome, every time you thought you couldn't go on but somehow did, that is the evidence of your power. That's proof that you're capable of more than you've ever imagined if you have already come so far. And every time you rise, you gain more confidence, more belief, more of that inner strength that says, I can handle this, I can keep going, I am built for this. And here's the secret. Strength doesn't always come from big, dramatic victories. It comes from the quiet, persistent effort to keep going, even when it feels like you have nothing left. It comes from getting back up every single time you fall. It comes from choosing to keep going, even when the world is telling you to stop. You might not be able to see it in the moment. You might not be able to feel it every day. But believe me when I tell you, your struggles are giving you the strength you need to achieve things you can't even fathom yet. You are a work in progress, and every hardship is adding a layer to your strength, your wisdom, and your ability to thrive no matter what life throws your way. So I challenge you today, look at your struggles through a new lens. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing pain as something that will break you, see it as something that will make you stronger. The next time life throws you a curveball, I want you to stand tall and say, bring it on. I'm ready. Because what you're becoming, it's far greater than what you've been, and the strength that's being built inside you will carry you farther than you ever imagined. Keep going, keep pushing, because this is just the beginning of your unstoppable journey. Now I want to hit you with something that's going to shake you at your core. You are one decision away from changing everything. I'm not talking about some big dramatic overhaul of your entire life. I'm talking about a single decision right here, right now, that can set you on an entirely new path. You see, Life doesn't change with big, flashy moments. Life changes in the quiet decisions we make in the toughest moments. I know this might sound like a bold statement, but I want you to really hear me when I say it. You have the power in this very moment to decide that you will no longer let fear, doubt, or pain control your life. You have the power to decide that you are done living under the shadow of your past, your mistakes, your failures. You have the power to say, today, I'm choosing a different path. Today, I'm choosing to believe in something bigger. Today, I am choosing to move forward. And I know, deep down, there's a part of you that's thinking, but it's not that simple. Life isn't always easy. We're not all walking around with the perfect circumstances. And you're right. I'm not saying that everything will be perfect just because you make a decision. What I am saying is that deciding to rise is the first step toward turning things around. It's like this. Life is full of forces pulling you in different directions. There's the gravity of your past, the weight of your doubts, the pressure of your fears. But then there's the force of your own decisions. And it's that decision that starts to break through the weight. The moment you decide, you start to shift the energy. The moment you decide, you start to see possibilities that you didn't even know were there. Think about your past moment. Every time you've faced a major turning point, every time you felt like you had to make a choice, whether it was big or small, your life changed because of one simple thing. You made a decision. It may have been hard, it may have taken time, but that decision propelled you forward in a way you couldn't even predict at the time. What I want you to understand is that you don't have to wait for life to be perfect to make that decision. You don't have to wait for everything to line up before you say, I'm ready for change. You don't have to wait until you have all the answers, because the truth is, you'll never have all the answers. You don't have to wait until you feel confident, because confidence comes after action, not before it. Your decision to change doesn't have to be some grand, life-altering moment. It could be a small, quiet moment where you say, I'm no longer letting fear run my life. I'm going to take one step forward today. I'm going to start now. I'm going to choose to move. You start by deciding, then everything else follows. The power is in that decision. The power is in the commitment you make, even when you can't see the full picture, even when you don't know how things will unfold. All you need is the courage to make that decision and the trust that once you commit to that path, the doors will begin to open, the opportunities will start to flow, and the people, the resources, the solutions will start showing up. I'm not saying you'll never face challenges again. In fact, some of the toughest times might still be ahead of you. But once you make that decision, once you take control of your future, you're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become the creator of your life. You take responsibility, you take back your power, and the moment you do that, everything shifts. What's amazing is that just like that, you have the ability to change the course of your life. A simple decision to believe, to commit, to move forward, to take action can completely transform your reality. And once that shift happens, once you start stepping into your power, the world around you starts shifting. The way you look at challenges changes, the way you respond to fear changes, the way you see the future changes. The truth is, you've been one decision away from success, from happiness, from the life you desire this whole time. But it's your decision to act on it, to make it real, that will push you forward. The path you've been waiting for, it's waiting for you to take that first step. So I ask you, what decision are you going to make today? What decision are you going to make right now that will change the trajectory of your life forever? Because once you make it, your life won't be the same again. It can't be. And all it takes is one decision.